Guys, let's talk about the four levels of wealth now. And you can tell me what level of wealth or what stage of wealth that you're in your life right now, because we know that everybody is at a different point in their life because personal finance is personal, right? So let's jump right into it. And you let me know in the comments below what stage you're in. The first stage of building wealth is what I like to call the stability stage, right? It's the fundamentals. It's building the strong foundation. And a lot of people are at this stage where they're trying to get some stability. They're not sure where to go or what to do or how to invest, or they feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck. And a lot of people in this first stability stage, they feel stressed out over money, right? Unsure about what they're unsure about. And I get it. I've been there. I've been at this stage in my life. I understand it. But here's what you got to do. If you're at the beginning of starting to really look at your money and you want to build a strong foundation at this stability stage, first thing you got to do is write down some goals, write down your budget. Just start working on getting out of debt as soon as possible. Bad debt on things going down in value. You need to develop an initial emergency fund and then a full emergency fund when you're at this stage. You got to get in the habits of doing the right things with money, such as spending less money than you make and building a cushion between your income and your expenses, your income and your outgo, building that cushion up so that you don't just have $50 a month. Somehow you rearrange stuff in your life so you have $500 a month left over. But this is the stage. The stability stage is the foundation where you're developing and learning and implementing good money habits, right? You're helping people with money. You're understanding the notion of giving and helping other people, but it's all about getting disciplined in this stage. A lot of people can't get off this first stage of stability, the stability stage. They can't get past it because they can't get a hold of themselves, right? They can't develop the habits and the discipline that it takes to move on to the next three stages. But here, stability is all about making sure you pay your bills on time, and just maybe you do the envelope system so that you discipline yourself on what to spend, how to spend, but you're doing all of the basics, right? See, wealth is not going to be able to grow if you have not properly, sort of prepared the soil, so to speak, or laid the foundation, right? But you got to, this is all this stability stage is planting the seeds of wealth building. If you can't plant no seeds and develop some of these initial habits, everything else is a moot point. You can get rich, but you have to actually build wealth for most of us. Now, everybody, there's some people out there that, they get $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 windfall, right? But most of us have to build this thing up, and you don't want to build it on a weak foundation. So the stability stage of building wealth is getting all the basics down, getting your foundation strong, right? That's the stability stage of building wealth. Now, the second stage is what I call the strategy stage of building wealth. So while the foundation is being laid in stage one, right? The first level, right? The first level. While that's happening, after the goals of developing all these good habits have been anchored in and they're forming and they've been established or they're getting established, you have to come up with a strategy. What is the plan? How are you going to make this $50,000 that you have in your 401k translate over into $1 million in 10, 15, 20 years? How are you going to do it? What's the strategy for investing? What's the strategy for accumulating assets and making sure you don't take on no more liabilities or no more things going down in value? What's the strategy for staying completely out of debt? What's the strategy for building your net worth? How do you plan to make this money make more money? Right? You had some goals at the first level, at the stability stage. But now you got to have some other goals. You got to have some bigger vision. You got to have some bigger dreams, so to speak, right? This is going to require some deeper learning, some deeper thinking. Yes, paying off bills and getting all that stuff together, getting your discipline down, your habits down, great. But you got to build on that. And that's how you build. You build with a strategy, okay? You build with a strategy. People have a tendency sometimes when they get that foundation, that first level, after that, they tend to say, okay, let me chill now. Man, I did a great job. Let me chill. Got my fully funded emergency fund. Let me chill. There's nothing wrong with chilling, but just don't get complacent after you complete that very first level. Now you got to actually come up with a strategy to move this thing up another notch. What's next? Where's my money going to go next? I think a lot of people get stuck in this stage right here, this stage of strategy, because they don't want to develop a strategy. It's boring. It's not fun to develop a strategy, right? We get to that first level, and now the what's next level becomes a mystery because we worked real hard to get that first stage. But maybe at this level is where you start the side hustle. Maybe at this level of this stage is where you begin to figure out, how can I bring in more money and increase my streams of income? Maybe I have to take some other classes, get some certifications, get another degree that's going to help me make more money so I have more income. Because now you've developed that first level where you got all the foundation laid and you develop your habits and your discipline. Now you want to build on that thing, and you build, and now you're properly able to handle the extra income that comes in from building a business or having a side income, whatever it could be, right? But maybe you expand your network at this strategy stage or this strategy level. This is where the growth really starts to happen, and you start feeling like you're in control of your money. You start feeling more empowered with your money and in more control with your money, right? So these first two stages, the stability stage and the strategy stage, these are not about having extra money, getting higher income. You don't need any higher income to do these first two stages. You just have to get better management, and you have to have a vision, and you have to begin to put together a strategy for these first two stages of building wealth. Now, let's go to the third stage. The third stage is what I call the security stage. The security stage of wealth building. This is the point or the level at which you can take a deep breath and say, you know what? I've done a great job. I've done the right things with money. I made a few mistakes along the way, but I've done a great job with money. Now it's time to just take a deep breath, slow down, take a look at the foundation that I laid in them other two stages. Them other two levels are laid. They're together. You got your strategy in place. You've got your $100,000 or more built up in your investments, or you have your 50,000, 60,000, 30,000, 150, whatever you got. You got all that going. You got a strategy. You've accomplished some of your goals already. You've gained some confidence. You got some discipline. You got great habits, right? You know where you're going with your money. You have a plan laid out and a strategy by which to get to that end that you want. You've done and thought about all those things. You've experienced some wins along the way. You're empowered. You're in control. Excellent. This is the security stage of life when it comes to building wealth, a feeling of security. It doesn't take much now for you to save up and get that nice vacation, right? The stress of living paycheck to paycheck is no more. It's not there anymore. You got your $40,000, your $20,000 of emergency money. So if something goes wrong, you can cover it, right? Engine blows, no big deal. You got the money. Look, refrigerator, stove, and your air conditioner all go out on the same week. Guess what? Not a big deal. You at that security stage where you can handle and take care of all that. Your goals are in place to grow this thing. You eat good food, you enjoy more vacations, right? That's the security stage. Are you there? Now, the fourth stage of life is just one notch above the security stage. The next level, next stage up at the peak of this thing is what I call the freedom stage or the freedom level of wealth building. The thing that describes this is what we've always heard, right? Financial freedom. It's where work is optional. You don't have to go to work if you don't want to go to work. Money is not an issue. Quality of life is more important than the cost. Your time is yours when you get to this final stage, this final level called freedom, financial freedom. The quality of life is important, and you get your time back, right? No longer trading time for money. You have financial freedom. You're no longer tied to a work that you have to go in 5 days, 6 days a week. You don't need any overtime. You're at the point where you've gotten close to or you've reached your financial goals. And then listen, these steps take time. This is not a 5 year, this is not a 3 year process for most people. It can be a 10-year, a 20-year, a 30-year process to get to financial freedom. Financial freedom, this fourth level here, it means having plenty of savings, plenty of investments, cash on hand to afford pretty much almost not anything you want, but a lot of what you think you may need or want, right? You can make life decisions when you reach financial freedom without being stressed out about what is the financial impact going to be, right? You're living debt free. You got plenty of emergency funds. You got some passive income that's not tied to work. You've got you've met most of your goals, right? You've got the flexibility you need. You got a great investment portfolio. You understand money. Your financial literacy is on high, right? But this level, this step right here, it allows you to do what you want to do. If you have a passion, if you have something that you're gifted at and you want to pursue, you can pursue it. You don't have to be tied to a 9 to 5. Listen, less stress, more time to take care of your physical health, and you can achieve a better quality of life by reaching this fourth level called freedom, financial freedom. The question is, where are you at? Which level or stage are you on in your financial journey, your wealth building journey? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Let me know where you're at. And also do me a favor, hit that like button. And most of all, share this information with somebody that you know. Hey, the best person who's going to take care of the old you is the young you. Guys, do me a favor, take good care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.